What's up, boys? Taking a look at some more NBA player props today over on PrizePicks. PrizePicks is my favorite website for some NBA player props. Go ahead and download the app, go to their website, do a lot of different stuff. The link is in my description. But yeah, if you guys are already on PrizePicks, highly recommend joining. Use code DOMG. When you guys do go ahead and sign up, they match your first deposit 100% up to $100. Available in most states and in Canada, and you guys can get up to 10 times your money. So 100% deposit match up to $100 when you guys use my code DOMG on PrizePicks. Let's go ahead and hop into this though. Talk about some player props. Yesterday in the video was 1 and 2 man. Wendell Carter fell on the hook. That one really sucked. Tyler Hero though killed it. He had 20 first half points, which was great. So kind of sucked to Wendell Carter. Should have been 2 and 1. He had, I think, he might have had 29. I don't remember what it was. He might have had 29 going into the fourth quarter and then fell on the hook and just didn't grab one more because Kyrie went off. So it happens, man. Fell on the hook right there. But yesterday on the Patreon was amazing. 4-0 yesterday. Really great. We're up 4 units in the last 7 days, so that's pretty good. Trying to increase that even more here. But yeah, so all links in the description though. Discord, free Discord. If you guys are interested in joining the Patreon, it's at the end of the month though, so I'm not sure I recommend joining right now. If you guys really want, you can join. But otherwise, it's because it's going to charge you now and on April 1st, so keep that in mind. But yeah, so free Discord link, Patreon, and the PrizePicks link are all in the description if you guys are interested in taking a look at those. But let's go ahead and talk about some of these player props in today's video. I got 3 for you guys here. Very, very big slate. I'm pretty happy with these player props I got for you guys. So I got 1 point prop and 2 rebound props, both on the over. Let's take a look at these. First one here, we got Trey Young, over 28.5 points. I'm definitely liking this prop a lot, and I'll explain why here. But he's averaging 32.2 in his last 5 games, coming off a 46-point and a 47-point game. And there's a reason why he's scoring this many points, and I'll explain that in a second here. But he's going against Charlotte tonight. So he is 49% hit rate this season. He's hitting 5 out of 10 in his last 10 games. He's 1 for 3 versus Charlotte this season with 19, 25, and 30 points. So he barely went over last time, and he had 19, 25 the first 2 matchups. So he did hit over in the most recent matchup. But there's a reason I really like this, and that's because if you take a look at Rotowire NBA starting lineups here, you can take a look at this game here and see John Collins is out. And it's also 1 point spread, 239.5 over under. That's beautiful right there. But with John Collins out here, Trey Young has hit this over in 10 out of 13 games without John Collins in the lineup. So he hasn't played Charlotte without John Collins, unfortunately. I would have liked to see that. But yeah, he's hit over in 10 out of his last 13 without John Collins, which is huge. So that could be a very, very good spot for Trey Young here against Charlotte. But again, 1 point spread, 239.5 over under. That looks great to me, man. So really awesome right there. Right here is FanDuel NBA defense versus position on Fantasy Pros. But take a look at the point guard points here. And we're looking for how Charlotte ranks against a point guard here for points. So Charlotte is definitely kind of on the harder side here for the point guard. 3, 6, 7, 8. So on the 8th least amount of points to the point guard position in the NBA this season. In the last 7 games here, they've allowed the 4th most though. So they've been really lacking there at the point guard position, allowing a lot of point guard points in the last 7 games. But they've been very, very good season long. So be aware of the matchup there. But I mean, this looks great here. I love this so much. 1 point spread, 239.5. That's beautiful to me. And we'll see if Trey Young can once again go over with John Collins out of the lineup. So it's a very, very good looking one for me. He hit, I believe John Collins played on March 11th. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. Because these 2 games, I believe John Collins was out where he had 46, 47. So yeah, it's looking like a pretty good spot for me, for Trey Young to go ahead and hit this over. But let's take a look at another player prop here. Let's take a look at the rebounds here. This one's going to be Rudy Gobert. So Rudy Gobert here versus the Chicago Bulls. I'm liking this one here. Averaging 14 in those last 5 games, 14, 16, 10, 13, 17 in those last 5 here. And going against Chicago tonight at 9, 10 Eastern. But he's a minus 120 to hit this over. 10 out of 10 in his last 10 games, dating back to 2016 versus Vucevic. I'll talk about this in a second, but he's in those last 10 games versus Vucevic. But he's also got a 74% hit rate this season, and it's hit in 7 out of his last 10 games. Also had 19 last matchup versus the Chicago Bulls. So it's a very good looking one here. So yeah, I like this one a lot. So if you take a look here at Statmuse here, we looked up Rudy Gobert versus Vucevic game long. And this is dating back all the way to 2016. He said this in every single game. He's had at least 13 rebounds. So, and the only matchup he missed was 2014, where he only played 14 minutes. So, yeah, I'm liking this one a little bit. He's got a pretty good matchup versus Vucevic, it looks like here. I mean, yeah, he hit in his last 10. So I'm liking this one quite a bit for Rudy Gobert here on the over Pretty much just based off of that, but I mean, there's so much good stuff about this. Like 74% hit rate this season, 7 out of 10 in his last 10 games, having 19 in the last matchup versus the Bulls. But we'll take a look more into this one here, see how the matchup is. But the Utah game here, center versus Chicago Bulls. He's also playing at home. I'm not sure if that helps him out. I'll have to take a look at how he is in home games. But 5.5 point spread here, 225.5 over under. So not horrible right here. Over under is fine. Should be a decently fast paced game. 5.5 point spread isn't nothing to too worry about here, because pretty much all games can just randomly blow out, it feels like. But Chicago here. Where's Chicago here? So Chicago, are they on the easier side? Oh, that was yeah, kind of on the harder side. It looks like 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's the 10th least amount of rebounds per game to the center this season. Last 7 games, we'll see if this changes. But they're actually the hardest in the last 7 games. So they've been really limiting the rebounds in the last 7 games. But it's Rudy Gobert. 74% hit rate this season, with him going ballistic against Vucevic in the past. I mean, he had 19 last time they played. So I'm liking this one a little bit for Rudy Gobert for sure in this one. So he's one that I'll likely be rocking with tonight. But always doing research, man, for sure. Always doing research. Don't go directly just off of what I say. Like all the times I say, I don't lock my lineups until the last minute. Like yesterday with Kyle Lowry, he failed on his assist, and I ended up not taking him at the end of the day when I went to lock in my lineups, because if you take a look at it, his odds decreased from a minus 160 down to a minus 120. So that was enough to throw me off for sure of that player prop, and sure enough, it didn't hit. So, I mean, just always take a look at stuff throughout the day. I don't recommend just entering a lineup just because I say I have these 3 player props in this video or anything like that. So hopefully that kind of makes a little bit of sense right there. But yeah, just always doing research, tailor at your own risk, all that different stuff. So just a lot of stuff changed throughout the day, like the odds and all that, like Kyle Lowry did yesterday. So let's take a look at another prop here. Let's take a look at Nikola Jokic over 12.5 rebounds here. So another big man with 12.5 rebounds. I'm liking this one versus Washington tonight. Averaging 13.6 in his last 5 games here. 3 out of 5 in his last 5 here. But he's a minus 128 to hit this over. He's hitting 56% of games this season, and he's hitting 5 out of his last 10 games, and he had 19 in his last matchup versus Washington. So I also like Porzingis a little bit, rebounds, but not enough to play him. It's just because Denver's really, really tough matchup. But let's take a look here at that game. Denver, yeah, it's an earlier one. Away, on the road. 229.5 over under here, 6.5 point spread. So if you take a look at this game here, let's take a look at the center and Washington here. So center, rebounds versus Washington. And Washington's is on the easier side for sure. 3-6, allowing the 7th most rebounds per game to the center this season. Last 7 games here, Washington is kind of on the more harder side, it looks like. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Somewhere around that 12, 13 range for rebounds on the harder side. So I think Jokic should have a good game today. I think PRA can maybe be good. I think they're allowing a lot of points too. Washington is. So, and I think he can get his assist too. This could be a good PRA spot for Nikola Jokic. I like him a lot tonight. I think he'll have a very good game against Washington. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good spot here for Jokic. It might be my which one's my least favorite? I don't know. I really do like all of these a lot, man. Today, Rudy Gobert is definitely my top 2 for sure. I'm not sure if he might be my favorite, Rudy Gobert. I don't know, man. It's definitely tough. But to recap here, Trey Young over 28.5 points, Rudy Gobert over 12.5 rebounds, and Nikola Jokic over 12.5 rebounds. So yeah, I like it. I'm liking these spots a lot for these guys tonight. And we'll see how this goes at the end of the night. So hopefully it's a good one. Hoping for that 3-0 sweep, obviously. So good luck to everyone tonight. It's a big spread. Play responsibly, tailor at your own risk, do all that different stuff. But that's going to do it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Like and subscribe. Use code DOMG on PrizePicks.